calls YouTube server, and it prepares a live stream, and it sets up a YouTube live. So what does anybody care about that? They care about it is that if you were going to do a Zoom conference call, for instance, you could have maybe your premier customers be in your Zoom, and then you could have the overflow view the same conference live on YouTube. And then you could have different monitors on monitoring it. So I do Zoom recording, I do YouTube live streaming from Zoom, and then I also do another recording where I record to my own computer. So instead of going through the internet, I record to my own computer the class. And if I think about it, Sully, what do you think would be an advantage to record to my own computer? Why should I do that? What's an advantage for any business to do that, you
So that
think?
you can review kind of meeting notes and review
But I
everything
could
over to
do
make
it
sure that nothing
I
falls
could
through the
do it
crack.
on Zoom. Zoom records it as well, but why do it to my computer?
That way it's directly on your computer and you
And
can
what?
review
If
it
the
not
internet
on the
goes
internet.
down, I have you ever had a problem, Sully, with internet connection in
I
your life?
certainly have many
Yeah,
times.
many times. So this way, there's now a trend in the computer industry and especially in AI called edge computing. Anybody hear about that? Edge computing, that usually we think about the cloud saving to a server via the internet. Now there's a tendency that they say, let's do on the edge, let's do it locally record. So even in AI, sometimes you say, I don't need those large models each time. For security purposes, what I can do is I can use the models within my own device. Do you understand? And what I do is sometimes Zoom has been down in the past. Have you ever heard that? Zoom has been down, others have been down. I've lost internet connection. Lily knows it well, right? That sometimes I'm online and all of a sudden I'm not there anymore. And then I have to go to another computer, right? There's always issues. So that's the way. So that is kind of my set. Now, what I do is I'm trying ways, basically based on my research, which I do, is I try to get basically involve you guys to be able to see kind of like the cutting edge. And what I do is I try to get you involved because guess what? Education needs to be disrupted, really. Don't you agree, Sally? I mean, if you go to your classes, it's basically the ways that I was taught and probably your grandparents were taught. There was, if you asked your grandparents or your parents, how were your classes? It wouldn't be that much different, other than maybe they didn't have a cell phone or something. You know what I mean? It's basically, so that needs to be disrupted. So we together are going to find ways to disrupt not only education, but business as well. So what I do is each class, I have volunteers to basically check the chat. Notice in Zoom, you have a chat session. Everybody knows chat in Zoom. What I'd like to do is while I'm teaching, I don't have time to moderate the chat, but you guys can, right? So I ask for two volunteers. Attendance is part of the grade, not a lot, but it is part of the grade. And it also gets more involvement. So I'd like two volunteers each session to volunteer just to moderate the chat. And what does that mean? When I take breaks in between, I'll ask my moderators, is there anything I need to address? Because it's easy to, number one, to fall asleep. It's easy to do other things, and it's easy not to pay attention. And I tend to speak rather quickly. So, do I have two volunteers to moderate the chats this time?
I can
And
do.
who is that?
Andrea.
Okay, Andrea is one. Thank you so much. And anyone else want to help Andrea? All you have to do is moderate the chat and let me know if there's
I can
something.
do it.
Okay, and who is that?
Raphael.
Okay, great, perfect. So we got two here that will moderate the chats. Okay, and then when you'll see, I'll share my screen a bit. And if you can see when I share my screen, let's see if we see that. And you see my screen? And then if I go to this, if we look at this, Andrea, what do you see on my screen?
Everyone's screens.
Huh?
Everyone on the screen
I mean, and where's that from? Where's that being broadcast from?
through YouTube.
Through YouTube, because what? I'm streaming live. So everybody see themselves? If you wanted to, you could give someone in the world and they can see all of us. Now, if I go, let's say I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what's the problem? Sully, what's the problem? Does it seem to be a delay?
Yeah, there definitely is.
There definitely is. For our class, if people were just listening to talking heads, it really is, if it's a 10-second delay, 15-second delay, 30-second delay, it really doesn't matter, does it? But let's say, Sally, what's your major?
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. And let's say, who's a finance major here? Raise your hand if you're a finance major. Okay, so Noam, if we were doing high frequency trading and I was showing everybody on high frequency trading, follow me. And let's say in every 3 seconds, it really mattered whether you went in and maybe 20 seconds, 10 seconds later, we got out of a trade. Would this live streaming be an obstacle to do that?
Yeah, it would be terrible.
Yeah, it'd be terrible. So you need to know what we're going to be doing in this class is seeing when is it fit, what technology, and how we should present it, right, Noam? So for doing a regular lecture, 5 seconds or 10 seconds is not a big deal, right? But if they were following me in high frequency trading, it would matter. Okay? So what I'd like to do today is I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to introduce my TAs. I'm going to go over the course syllabus. We'll go over tips and tricks for this class, and then we'll proceed. Everybody with me? So far, so good? We okay, Holly? How we doing? Okay? Thumbs up? Yes. Okay. So we got it. All right. So I am Dr. Sarah Rushanek. I am a professor here at the University of Miami in business technology and health informatics. I also work with the medical school in what we call translational research, where I help the physicians and researchers in the medical school to bring their research to product. I also help them with AI for healthcare and for a number of other communities. I am also a consultant for Fortune 500s to startups in the area of technology and especially AI. I'm a frequent speaker at a number of conferences, and I'm on the Women in Tech Hall of Fame. So I've been working with technology for quite a while, and I just love it. And I love also working and seeing how to apply this technology to make better decisions. My undergraduate is from Tel Aviv University, and my graduate work is done at the University of Texas at Austin. And I've taught in a number of different universities, from the Technion and Tel Aviv University to the University of San Francisco and USC and UCLA and others. What I do, I also work with the city of Coral Gables. I'm their tech advisor on their smart initiatives and do a lot of work for even with Girls to Code and a number of organizations of IT auditing associations. I also have academic partnerships with a number of software and hardware companies. For instance, in software, Wix that does development, I have worked and consulted with that company. So in return, they allow us for only my classes to upgrade to their business plan, where our students get free domain names for a year and get extra storage and use other systems. And I do that with a number of companies that I share with you. And what I do have is, you can see even from participation, is my teaching assistants. I nurture a mentor from my classes. So I have Lily Walsh, who was my student last year, a year ago, she has now been promoted from teaching assistant in training to teaching assistant to now she's the lead teaching assistant. I'll have her introduce herself, and then she'll introduce your TA as well. And you can see how we work. I think that peer-to-peer, she has experience of being a student, where I've been a student, but I haven't been a student in this class. So she gives that perspective of giving me feedback and being able to be more approachable to you. So Lily, I'll take it over, leave it to you, and then you can introduce your new TA and talk about what you think are the tips and tricks for this class.
All right, thank you, Dr. Rush, for that introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Lily Walsh. I'm a junior at Miami studying accounting and finance. I've been with Professor for now 3 semesters. Last year, I was in your position taking her class, and I loved it so much that I'm with her for her 3rd semester.
And I haven't paid you a bit.
Yeah, and I found Anastasia last semester to be such a star student that she is now your wonderful TA, and she's in charge of your section and grading your section and answering any other questions about assignments and stuff like that. But I'm the one that creates them, and I like set up the rubrics with Dr. Rush. So don't be shy. Ask me any questions that you want. I guess as like a tips and tricks, I would always check what's due for all assignments because it'll just show you everything that's due.
Okay, great. And Lily, can you be so kind and remind them, put your email in the chat as well?
Yes, I will. And then I'd love to introduce Anastasia to talk about herself to the class.
Hi everyone. My name is Anastasia. I'm a sophomore. I'm studying marketing with an AI minor as well as international business. I was actually taking this class last semester, and as Lily mentioned, I am now the TA. So I'm going to be responsible for your grades, your attendance, and any immediate needs you have. Please email me. Do not be afraid to reach out. I'm always available, but keep in mind that I'm also a student. I have a lot going on as well. So if you email me like on the weekend or really late at night, I probably will not get back to you until the next day or Monday. But I'm completely fine answering any questions that anyone might have, no matter how silly or small it might seem. And just a few reminders. Yeah, Lily sent out an update saying for Wiley Plus, please do not try going from an iPad because it will not work. And please use Chrome on a computer because we just found that that works better for Wiley Plus, which is where your homework is going to be. And then additionally, this is going to be an interactive class this semester. So it is very crucial that your cameras are always on and you need to be in frame on the cameras because even if you have your camera on, but it's just the ceiling, I unfortunately cannot take your attendance. I'm afraid that's just policy. And, that's just the easiest part of the grade. Just attend class, listen to the lectures, and interactions within the class are going to be in the style of polls. So you won't have to speak much, but if you do, it won't be scary or overwhelming. So yeah, just have your cameras on, attend class, and don't be afraid to reach out.
Great. And Anastasia, you've put in your email as well?
I'll put in my email now.
Yeah, put it in. So one of the things that I want to let you know is next week we're going to be broken up into teams. And I talk about something called least privilege. in technology, there's something called least privilege. That means you in technology get the role with the least amount of privilege that you require in order to do your job. So that means, if you think about it, Julia, I need to know everybody's grade in my class. You agree? I need to know how everyone is doing. So, Julia, I need to know how you're doing in all the assignments. You agree with me? Julia, we can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in order for me to be a good professor and to do my role as a professor, do I need to know how you're doing in your other classes?
No.
No, so I should not have privilege to see your grades in other classes.
Yes. Yeah, it's just this class.
Right. So it's that's how the role is. Right now, my role is instructor. My two TAs, their role is teaching assistants. They have more rights to this class than you, Julia. And what's your role in this class?
To be a student.
Student.
Yeah.
You should be able to see all your grades. Should you be able to see all the other students' grades? Is
No.
that your business? No.
No.
But we'll do next week, we'll set up another section, which I call the audit area, where I'll promote all of you to teaching assistants. My teaching assistants will be promoted to instructor in just another section that doesn't pertain to your grades here. But you will list then everybody's name, everybody's email, and everybody's phone numbers. So we'll be able to share and we'll be able to do that. So those are things that we'll be doing in class. So what I want to do now is show you what the course is like, Julia, and see, do you want to join us? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And what we'll do too is everything that I'm doing, you'll be having assignments to do it, right? So in this case, do you see my screen? Julia, do you see my screen?
No.
No? Do you see it? Julia, do you see let me just go back.
I saw it for like a second and then
Okay, let's see here.
not here again.
So let me just go back. So that's why we need feedback, right? So what I see is sometimes not what you see, right? So if I do this, let me share my screen. Let's see. You'll give me feedback then, Julia. So what is it asking me now, Julia?
Let's send to your account.
Right, I'm signing in. And what is it? What is this trying to ask me to do here?
To authenticate that
Authenticate myself. Why?
so that nobody else can log into your
Right,
account.
they want to make sure a double authentication, right? That when I'm going through, that if somebody gets my credentials, they don't have access to my phone or a token that I have, right? And you can see here that I have courses, right? I teach this semester, I agreed to teach one extra course and we're wondering about that. But anyways, you see I have section HI and I have section J. And right after that, I have another section. So let me go into J. That's our section, right, Julia?
Yeah.
And we'll go through it. So you know that we have a syllabus that's important. We have an attendance that's important. And Lily, what Anastasia was telling me that you may want to text her on how to do the attendance. She wasn't quite sure. And then you get into the Zoom meetings. Let me start with the Zoom meetings. and let me make this clear to everybody. I want everybody to log in through Blackboard to Zoom into the Zoom meetings. You see that? That's going to be important through the Zoom meetings. And if you can see in the Zoom meetings, notice here, you see here is today, only I can start and end it, or my alternate host. You can see the previous meetings that you have. You can see personal meeting rooms. You see this cloud recordings. So Noam, what is cloud recordings, you think?
Just well, wouldn't it just be the past recordings?
Yeah, the past recordings of what? Of these classes. So you'll
Yeah.
have the class recordings of it, but look here, what is this? Right here where my cursor is. You see that? No, what does that
Oh, me
say?
again. Meeting
Hmm?
summary. I'm assuming it's
Meeting
just
summary. So
AI.
under meeting summary, what's right is here they say no data because what? We haven't finished the class. But then you can see this is called, when you think about it, and you can put it in your notes, AI. Basically, they're calling it AI companion. You see, it almost has like a little star. It almost looks a little bit like Gemini Live there, but it's basically AI trying to summarize. And you'll be able to do that as well on your Zoom recordings. But I just wanted to show you that you can search, and it's trying to be using AI, that you don't have to listen to another hour of recording. Sometimes you just want to say, hey, break it down into chapters and just tell me when is the exam, right? Or I'm not sure about basically homework. So I just wanted to show you that we have, in this case, Zoom here, and Zoom is changing all the time as well and adding new features. In this class, you learn all the back end, Noam, of Zoom, of doing the Zoom summaries, of doing streaming live to YouTube as well. So you see here, and then you may want to encourage them, my TAs, to let them know in tips and tricks is that Zoom meetings, you should join it via Blackboard so we can know that you've joined. So let's start with the syllabus. Everybody wants to do that. I have the spring syllabus here. And note whenever I have it, note that I'm saying that this is tentative because things happen. Things change depending on if we get new material, depending on the class. I'm saying subject to change, but basically some things will stay in the same fashion as what's written here. This is my name. This is my phone, but this phone is from my office. Sometimes it leaves me notes. So the best way really to get to me is through my email. My office is remote. Office hours is after this class. I tried to end earlier so you can stay with me. Something's on your mind. You have a personal issue, something that you need to address. Stay with me after class. If you need a longer period of time, I am available at the end of next class at 7:50, and Lily will be there. And it's also, if you can't make those times, I will be available. Just reach out to me by appointment if there's something that I need to address. For the course material, some type of computer is required. A laptop is kind of easy, but you can have a desktop. I don't care. But for all the things that you do for Wiley Plus and others, is an iPad is not acceptable, but you can use an iPad, I think, quite well using Zoom. You need a camera. If you have problems with your camera, if you have problems with your computer, you need to find an alternate. That's important. And see, the problem is internet connection is required. This is the Wiley Plus, what we call the Wiley Plus edition. You will get that online. The course description is basically things in what we call information technology. We'll also be emphasizing AI tools. We'll be creating websites. We'll be talking about different ways of recording. We'll be talking about something called AI vibe coding, not only programming in traditional computer programs, but with the help of AI. That's become really big. The whole idea of a traditional programmer is changing quite quickly. We'll be talking about as a service of software, infrastructure, artificial intelligence. We'll be talking about machine learning, neural nets as well. We'll be talking about security, and we'll be getting all of this access through Blackboard I'm using this time. For ethics, I expect everybody to behave professionally here. Attendance, you are required for attendance. You are required to have your face shown for also authenticity's sake. Right, Julia? Basically, the idea is we got everything fake right here. How can everything can be fake here. One of the things that we can authenticate, just like I do on my phone, authenticate that I am who I am, is by your face. So your face should be professional. You should be in frame, right? There's a thing on 2 weeks notice if you have any religious holidays, any civic obligations, university types things. Excused absences, you need written documentation for any excused absence. Religious holidays, you need to let us know within the third class of the semester. I expect people to arrive promptly. There will be, especially for projects, there'll be peer review. One of the things, I don't know if you've had it, and I haven't had a way, and maybe you can encourage me and help me, is how do you get everybody to participate equally? That's the problem most people have in groups, is if you have a group of 4, one person does the most, another person does some, and we got a couple slackers behind. So it's not fair for everybody to get the same grade. We deal with that. Late assignments. Assignments are due, we think, pretty much in a relevant time frame. If there's something of an excused absence, you need to see your TA about it. Exam policy. This is the only thing different, and everybody put a note there. We have 2 exams. Both of those exams are in person in the School of Business in the computer lab. You got that? So in this case here, Julia, it's in person. Extra credit, I'll have a lot of times people doing presentations or something on what they're doing, but at the end, when people say, I'm at a D level, is there anything extra credit to do? And I say, read the syllabus. No, there isn't. I expect us to be respectful for each other, and to listen to each other. This is an important point for any Office of Student Disabilities. Please, please, please send me your letter for any type of extra time for exams, and also send it to your TA. You will be taking the exam in person with the rest of the class. I find that to be much better because we can give you support. So you will be not taking the exam with the Office of Disabilities, but with me. Class recordings is evident here, and here you can see what the grading weights are. You see the grading weights, exam 1 and exam 2 are equally done, 20% each. The final project you can see is worth more than an exam. Assignment is the same as the project, and participation, quizzes, and your attendance is 10%. So usually on the edge of, if you're in between those, B plus, A minus, or something like that, that really helps. This is tentatively the plan subject. We do a little bit of moving around on this, but basically you can see we do hardware. We're going to do assignments dealing with the cloud. You remember we talked about the cloud, local, online. We'll be doing adaptive assignments. I'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about AI prompts, software. We're going to be doing cloud online meeting group assignments. We'll be doing screencasting. We'll be doing data management. We'll also be doing information security, AI research tools. We'll look at AI software, and we'll be doing AI research tool reflections. And then we'll have time for a review for the exam. The exam will be in person. So put this please in your notes. March 2nd, you need to be at the University of Miami. If you have any travel arrangements, your family has travel arrangements, you want to go abroad, you want to do whatever, you need to change it today, your travel arrangements, or you cannot take this class, period. Then we go on spring break. Everybody knows when spring break is. I hope you're safe and have fun. March, we deal with artificial intelligence. We do intro to web development. We're going to be doing enterprise resource planning. We're going to be doing some voice agents, which are really cool. Some intelligent ID callers. And what else? Business analytics we'll be doing. We'll be doing some other work. We'll work on a lot on our project at the end of the second half of the semester, and put this also in your notes, is on April 22nd, that Wednesday, we will have our second exam. So on April 22nd, exam 2 will be at the university. If you have any travel plans, either switch them or take another class. And then on April 27th, our last day of class, each group will present online your presentation as if you were presenting it to a group of investors. And then the time of your final exam will be a time for you to submit your project. I think your projects and your assignments are worth more than the exams, but the exams, of course, count. So, anything that I need to know? What about my moderators then? Anything in the chat?
Nothing currently in the chat.
Any questions that someone has? Any tidbits, Lily, that you would like to let the class know about?
I think Anastasia already covered it by, it's important to keep your camera on and active for attendance purposes. And always check what's due for any assignments for the class.
Okay, so let me just go about the assignments then. So let me share the screen again. So we got this part. So the next part in the what's due section is this is where you need to check. Always check in the what's due section. It says due Wednesday, January 21st. The reason is we usually have a week to do our homework. What's on this Monday is Martin Luther King's holiday. We do not have class this Monday. So that's why this has been extended to an extra period. We usually don't have that long period. But what I want you to do is sign up for Wiley Plus online. This I really want you to do by Wednesday of this week. The readings of information systems, the adaptive assignment, the quizzes. I want you to go to this link for the UM library. I always like to get things free. You'll see that. And I think you pay enough sweat, or someone else pays enough in tears and sweat that you should be getting a lot of things free. So I want you to get up to the Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, and New York Times and look at the tech sections. We'll be looking at that. And this is nice. Did you put these in the other section too, Lily, I imagine?
Yeah, I did.
Perfect. Sign up for Gemini Pro for free. I would have loved to sign up, but I'm not able to then. And here is, we'll talk about this on Wednesday, is basically create a two-part career plan for the age of AI, student guide to artificial intelligence. So this is what you have for the student assignment. You will be seeing this. It will be posted for you. The what's due section is important. This audit assignment instructions that will be due at another time. You remember when I talked about we'll have another section where you'll be teaching assistants. That'll be there. The other assignment, it says what? I have to sign up for Wiley Plus. I have to do the reading and I have to do the adaptive assignment. That is right here, Wiley Reading plus Adaptive. So if I click on that, you see here you have your Wiley Plus resources, and then you have listed here, here's a video on how to do it. Use a laptop. Does this say don't use iPad right here?
Yeah, it says tablets and mobile devices are not supported.
Oh, where does it say?
It says it
Use
right there.
tablets and mobile. You know what else what I would put here, Lily, is put in iPad. Because I think a lot of times I would put it in. Okay. Launch computer directly Blackboard, use Chrome is good. And here's the Wiley support if you're getting problems. And here basically what I do is all you need to do is click on chapter 1 and it will ask you if you haven't had Wiley in other classes, it will ask you to create an account. After you create an account, you should get the readings from 1-1 to 1-5, plus you should get an adaptive tab right here. So if I clicked on why should I study information systems, this should bring me to my bookshelf, which would have the Wiley Plus readings. So here is the readings of how it's done. And it goes through, right, the beginning chapters of the Inform User U. It talks about users and what we call MIS, Management Information Systems, and it tries to get through cases. So that's the readings. You can read on your own. You can get, I allow you to use any AI tools to summarize, to explain things to you. That's up to you. But what is required after you do the readings is you always have to look at the last link of the chapter to take what I call the adaptive test, the adaptive quiz. Adaptive meaning based on your answering, it will be adaptive to your understanding. How good it does that is questionable, but they're trying to make it adaptive to your learning style. And I think with AI coming about, it will be doing more and more of a better job. If I go to open assignment, my role, Julia, is what in the class?
Teacher, instructor,
Instructor. What is your role?
student.
You get a different view, Julia, than I do. So if I open the assignment, I'm getting the role of instructor that I'm able to see what all the students do. You have the role of the student where you see how you're doing and how you're progressing. So I know right now that 13 people in the class have signed up for Wiley. I supposedly have I think close to 40 students. So a number of students haven't signed up, right? And it will tell me in this case, this gives me kind of a dashboard of who I am. I am instructor, so I see students. Of course, Julia, you wouldn't see that. And it tells me the due date. So I go to students. Do you see that, Julia? And I know already that Andrea, Holly, and a number of other students down to Zoya and Noam have signed up already. If you are in Course Pack, Noam, are you in Course Pack? Did you sign up for Course Pack?
Yeah.
If you signed up for Course Pack, you should be able to go straight through this course without any paywall. I've gotten Wiley to take that paywall off for everyone that has signed up for Course Pack. If you haven't signed up for Course Pack and you're not sure about the class, what I suggest is you do the 14-day free trial. You have a choice where you can do 14 days. And if you say, hey, I'm not sure if I want to be with Dr. Rush, or my schedule doesn't allow me, I'm not sure, sign up for the 14-day. And after the 14-day, you can upgrade. But that's up to you. I will make sure even today, what I would do, everybody in the class, while I'm speaking, try to click on chapter 1 and at least sign up. Get your credentials in and sign up. So that way, when I end class early today, you can see what if there are any issues. Questions? So my moderators, how am I doing?
There still aren't any questions in the chat.
Okay, so Andrea, you signed up already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So we got that part. So now let me share the screen again. And what I want to do in sharing the screen, is if I go back, let's see if I can, in this case, I did my, let's see, I did my syllabus already. And if I go back to J here, I have my what's due, I have my Wiley. And what else did it tell me in the what's due? I need to do the quiz. So if I go to quizzes, why is there no content? Lily, why is there no?
I'll set it.
Pardon?
I think I clicked the wrong button.
Okay.
I'll set it
That's
up
why
right
it's
now.
good, Lily, what? To go over this, right? Each time.
Says it's in. It's weird. Okay.
Should I try again or what? Am I in the right? Oh, you know why? Because I'm in the wrong section. I'm in fall. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, it says it's available.
Right. Okay. It's funny. It's my fault. My bad, as we say, huh? Okay.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Right. So now when I go to quizzes, my fault. And I'm blaming you, right? If I go to quizzes here, I can see, I can start it. And notice it says time test. You know what, Lily? Let me show you what I want on this. Let me just do this. Lily, if you can change this in this, I can take the quizzes twice. Take off, Lily, the timed. I don't need this to be timed. So, and take off that you can of all the open there. So I don't need this. I don't need this to be any timing on this. So if I go to, this should be, let me go to my edit mode. And if I go to quiz 1,
I already edited it.
Okay, so everybody can see it. That'll be good. So, because everybody's going to be doing this anyways. This is the back end of Blackboard. You're going to be professional on the back end of Blackboard too, that you can administer, but you don't have the options right now to do that for least privilege. But I'm going to be giving you next week the option to edit Blackboard. So under edit the test options, you'll see that it says quiz 1. It says show the test description. I'm opening up the test. It says make available to students, which I'm doing. We're not adding an announcement. But notice here in these quizzes, I'm allowing you 2 attempts, but it says the score attempts using is the last grade attempted. These quizzes, let me emphasize to everybody, these quizzes are open-ended, open notes, open AI, open internet. You have every available content for you to answer this quizzes. So there really shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't ace your quizzes. My whole purpose is so that you will understand the topic area and you can explore it. Even on this quiz, I don't want a timer. You can take as long as you want to do the timing. The only difference here, I don't want to force you to complete because it'll say, once started, this test must be completed in one setting. Let me give you a little hint. The exam that you will take in person is going to be 2-part. Part 1 will be quizzes like this. It may not be verbatim, but they will be in this format. It will cover content. Before the test, I will give you a study guide. So that's half of the exam will be like this. The only difference in the exam set in person, you'll have a time to do it unless you have extra time allowed, and you will be forced completion. You cannot just start it, go to the second part of the exam and go back. So this will be the difference. So this is available to you. You have 2 parts to connect it. So I'm going to cancel that. So that is the quiz section. You have a PowerPoint and documents section. Under the PowerPoint and document, let me put this off so I see exactly like you see. You have PowerPoints. They're PowerPoints to the chapter. And you'll see here the PowerPoints for the chapters. You'll see you'll have PDFs, PowerPoints for all our chapters that you can review on your own. You'll see that there'll be web links. Lily, we probably have to later on clean up some of these web links, but you can see here agentic AI versus generative AI agent governance. And at a time, you'll be seeing this in the what's due section. You remember the what's due where it tells you to read these additional readings. What else? I think that's mainly, you'll see my grades. You'll see your grades there. Your TA will be in charge of your grades. But the final grades, of course, I determine. And that is it. So that's the overview of what the class is going to be about. You're welcome to join me in this journey. And if not, I wish you the best. Otherwise, I want it to be as useful as possible, a lot of hands-on. I'll have a number of guest speakers coming in. We'll do assignments. As I say, we'll be doing some vibe coding. We'll be doing some intelligent AI callers where we'll get phone numbers. We'll program the phone numbers. We'll have basically like a chat GPT on our phones. So my TAs, any tips and tricks for you? Any final comments? I think we settled it. You have their emails, and we're ready to meet again on Wednesday. Anything else? So I need attendance. Who's going to do
Yeah,
what?
I can do the attendance. I'll put in the
Okay.
code in the chat in a second.
Okay.
I'll put in chat too, but the code is 8133 for everyone.
Okay. So basically, you want to share your screen just for a moment?
I'm on
Sounds good.
campus, and so the Wi-Fi isn't working on my computer, so I have to do it from my
Okay.
phone.
All right.
So I can't share.
Okay. Now, why can you not share?
Um, on the campus Wi-Fi, quickly attendance doesn't load on my laptop, and so I had to do it from my
Really?
phone.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
I have to do quickly from my phone. So I just
Okay, so how are we gonna, so it just doesn't load at all? That happened
it's
to
something
you,
about the
Lily?
camp. It's something about campus Wi-Fi.
That doesn't happen to me, but
Didn't
It was
happen to
happening
me
to me
either.
all of last year too. I
Really,
don't
too? I don't
for
know.
all my classes too.
Really? Interesting. Let's see if it works. Does it work? So if I go to attendance, let me share my screen.
I
You
I
want to share?
started I started check-in. There's a
It does, it
timer.
does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then
No,
people
it,
do
it
it.
works.
Okay, let me
Hmm.
just share it anyway so everybody can see. So let me share just to see. Okay, so in this, yeah, so if I go to attendance, everybody see that? Let's see. Am I gonna loading? And if I go to, I guess, records,
yeah, it's right
right?
there. Wait,
I
Dr.
don't
Rush
I
was
don't
right
think
there.
it'll show yet because that
Yeah, it
attendance code
does.
is still
See, I
active.
have Andrea and I have Holly. Yeah,
Right.
people
No,
are
but
ready.
Dr. Rush, it showed your check-in. Like if you went back, it showed like the check-in code and the timer.
It's still active. It's still
Yeah,
going.
right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just wanted to see if it was just people are there. You can see people. You can see your codes here. They can see on the back end. Perfect.
Excuse me?
Okay. So we don't have to worry about it. Any other questions, comments? So we got the attendance working. If you've attended, you put it in, you're welcome to leave. If you want to ask us any questions, stay with me. I make sure that I turn off the recording. Anything personal doesn't get recorded. Otherwise, hope to see you all next time. And thank you for my TAs. Excellent job.
Thank you.
And Raphael, do you have a problem?
Yeah, I actually have a similar question in the chat. Like, I'm trying to sign up for the Willy Plus, but it asks for a course section ID, like a
Hold on. Are you
six-digit
doing it
number.
through? You have to go through Blackboard.
Okay.
Go through Blackboard and just click on Wiley Plus through Blackboard.
Okay.
I
It's
did that and it
a
still
great
popped up for
question.
me.
Go through Blackboard. Don't go to wileyplus.com or whatever. Go through
Like,
Blackboard
Okay.
and
are
it
you
should be
using it on
linked.
like are you finding
Do
it
I
on a
click?
computer?
Yeah, I'm on the
Or
computer. Do I click Wiley Plus course resources?
No, just
Or
do chapter 1.
oh,
Easy.
okay.
Just easy. Do chapter 1.
Okay.
As if you're going to do chapter 1. What comes up?
Okay. And it comes 1.1, 1.2,
Okay,
chapter
now
one
you
info
right,
systems.
right. Just click on 1.1. It's good enough.
Okay, I did.
What does it say?
It's like the chapter and the reading.
Okay,
Um,
and now, okay, so you're through. And what about adaptive exam? Just click on it and see if something comes up. You
yeah.
signed up for course
Uh,
pack,
yeah, I'm in the course pack.
so it should be working. Do
Yeah,
you see
it
anything in
works.
the,
For the assignment, yeah, it just says
yeah,
open assignment.
okay, so open.
Okay.
Just to make sure that it
Okay.
opens. You know what I mean? I don't want to leave you
Yeah.
because the problem is, on the Monday we're off, so you'll be kind of like
Yeah. No,
stuck
it
in limbo.
works.
Perfect.
Yeah, I see the assignment now. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank
isn't that
you.
nice? You already feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? That
Uh,
you achieve
Great.
that. And you could get stuck there forever. If you don't know, everything's easy
Yeah.
when you know it. When you
Yeah.
don't, it keeps on doing the same old stuff.
Yeah.
Great,
Thank you so
perfect.
much.
My
Bye.
pleasure. Okay. Isabel, what's up?
So I was just wondering, so it's due the next Wednesday or this Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, but I'd like you to attempt it just to
Yeah.
make sure that everything's working,
Okay. And then also when we're signing up for the New York Times Wall Street Journal, is there anything we have to do besides registering or?
I'll talk about it on Wednesday, but
Okay.
basically you'll be going to the text sections to make sure that you'll do it. Remind me, Isabel, perfect. Remind me what we're supposed to be doing with those. But
Okay.
first, just sign up.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And Sully?
yeah, I've been trying to help him through the chat.
Okay.
Okay, I don't
He's
know why. Yeah,
trying
it just populated. It wasn't working for like 5 minutes, so I got it. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you. You too.
Let me
I feel
shut
like
off
it's
everything. It's good that to be recorded. You know what I mean? Because it's where
uh,
people get stuck. Remind me to stop everything.